I have these three cameras: FUJIFILM X-PRO3, FUJIFILM X-E4 and FUJIFILM X100V. I believed I need them all, but after using these three cameras after 1 year, let me tell you now what is my impression about these three cameras. Hi there, my name is Tudor Matescu, and in this video I want to talk about FUJIFILM X100V versus FUJIFILM X-E4 versus FUJIFILM X-PRO3. I have these three cameras for over a year plus, and I want to tell you my impressions about these cameras. But before starting, I want to tell you right from the start that these three cameras are complementing each other's very well. So they are very niche cameras that are able to fulfill a special need in your photography life. So if you want and you have the budget to buy them all because they are really niched cameras. So if you will not have a specific camera from these three, you will miss that camera. But I guess you can do the job with two cameras or with just one camera, and I want to tell you about my experience regarding these three cameras in this video. So please subscribe to my channel for more content like this. The first FUJIFILM camera that I want to discuss is FUJIFILM X100V. I've made lots of videos about this camera, and this is a very special camera. It is the most well-packed camera from all the three cameras. It is weather resistant. It has a flash. This doesn't have a flash. FUJIFILM X-PRO3 doesn't have a flash. It has an ND filter of 4 stops. It is also weatherproof. It is small. It has a very compact form. It is very portable. So this is the most feature-rich camera from all of these three cameras. It is a rangefinder camera. It has a normal tilting screen. It's the most well-packed camera from all these three cameras, but it has one major problem. It doesn't have interchangeable lenses. So this is the only problem of this camera. So if you want a camera that it will offer you the possibility to change lenses, then you must look at other FUJIFILM cameras like X-E4 and X-PRO3. So the only downside of X100V, it is the fact that it is a fixed lens camera. But other than that, if you like this field of view and if you are feeling at home with this field of view, then you will need no other camera. But again, this is the only limitation of this camera. The next camera, it is X-PRO3. This camera, it is a beautiful piece of camera. It is small, it is light. I can't say about this camera that it is big, and I can't say it is heavy. It's not heavy. Also, it's not as small as X100V or X-E4, but I can't say about this camera that it is big. No, it is still small, it is still light, it is very portable, it has 2 SD cards, it's weather sealed, it has a beautiful viewfinder and a beautiful optical viewfinder. It also has this special screen, and some people love it, other people are hating this screen. Personally, I love it, but what I can tell you, it is the fact that this screen, it's not suitable for tripod work. So if you want to use this camera on a tripod, this screen will bother you. It is difficult to use this camera on a tripod, but other than that, it is a perfect camera. This camera can be your family camera, this camera can be your wedding and events documenting camera. This camera has the ability to do it all. Analog style photography, how I've talked in another video, check my link from the card and from the description. And also has the ability to be a fun camera, a digital camera. You can do all kinds of photography and also some videos with this camera. So it is a very versatile and a very powerful camera, and I really like that. So the only downside of this camera comparing to other 3 cameras, it is the screen. Other than that, they are almost the same. The AF it is the same, the image quality it is the same, the ergonomics are the same till we get at the X-E4. And now I want to talk about the X-E4 camera. So now getting to X-E4, what I can tell you, it's the fact that it is an X100V with interchangeable lenses, but not quite there. Why? Because Fujifilm decided to get rid of some buttons. And even if I like this style, even if I like this simplicity, I don't like the fact that I don't have a back dial command wheel. So this is a problem when you want to use a lens in A mode. If I will put this lens in A mode, I will not be able, or I will be able to control the settings, but a little harder. I have to push this button. It is a little cumbersome, the experience, without that wheel here. So I don't have other problems regarding X-E4. It has the ergonomics to do it all. It is very useful on a tripod. It also has a flip out screen, and it also has a vlogging or a selfie screen, so the screen is very useful. This is the reason why I've bought this camera, because of the screen. I wasn't accommodated with the FUJIFILM X-Pro3 screen, and I decided, okay, I need a normal screen. So this was the reason I've bought X-E4, because it is small, and some are saying that it is a baby X-Pro3. No, it's not a baby X-Pro3 anymore. Fujifilm X-E2S was a baby X-Pro3, but this camera it's not. It doesn't have all the buttons and all the ergonomics, the grip ergonomics of Fujifilm X-E2S, for example. So I really like this camera too. I said the image quality of all these 3 cameras are the same. The AF it is basically the same. The firmware of the X-E4 it is the best firmware that Fujifilm has out there, but I don't understand why they didn't put that firmware on X-Pro3. So this has the best firmware but doesn't have the best ergonomics, and it has a very useful screen that can be used for product photography and so on. But again, it is not weather sealed. So as you can see, every camera has some advantages and some disadvantages. Another point that I want to add regarding X-E4, it's the fact that it's not a vlogging camera. All these 3 cameras are not video capable cameras. Yes, you can do some B-rolls with them, but nothing more than that. Short B-rolls, short movies you can do with all these 3 cameras. But if you want more, I really recommend look at Fuji X-T4, look at Fuji X-S10, or look at Fuji X-T3 or another video-centric camera. These are especially photographical tools. So what camera I would pick now regarding my experience of using these 3 cameras for over a year? Well, let me tell you from the start that the camera that I will choose it is X-Pro3. Why? Because this camera it is able to fulfill the small factor of X-E4 and the small factor of X100V with a small lens like 27mm Mark II f2.8 lens or Fujifilm 80mm f2. So I have the small factor in Fujifilm X-Pro3. It is weather sealed, the ergonomics it is amazing. The AF it is amazing, probably the best from all these 3 cameras, even if basically you will not feel the differences. I can say maybe this is a little faster. And it is weather sealed. X-E4 it's not weather sealed. X100V it's weather sealed, but it's not without the UV filter and so on. So this is the camera X-Pro3 that it is offering me the X100V experience with this lens or with another lens, and also it is offering me the X-E4 experience being small and getting used with this screen. And it's offering me more than that. It's offering me the X-Pro3 experience, the analog experience, or the digital shooting experience. So it is a very versatile camera. It is a camera that has the power to fulfill what it is offering me X-E4 or what it is offering me X100V. It also has two SD slots, so this means I can do events or paid portrait shoots with this camera. So it is a go-to camera. Definitely it is a go-to camera. If Fujifilm had a 20mm f2 pancake lens, then X100V would be out of the discussion. If I would have to pick just two cameras, what are the cameras that I would pick? So the cameras that I would pick are Fujifilm X-Pro3 and Fujifilm X100V. This package, it is an amazing package. X100V, I would use it for family pictures because it is smaller, it is faster, having the normal screen, and it works very well also at events, at weddings if it is needed, and so on. So this why my combination, my go-to combination, it is X100V with X-Pro3. But there is a but. If I want to document an event, a protest, let's say that it is happening when it is dark outside, again X100V with X-E4 are a better combination. So this is the reason why I have all these three cameras. When it is dark outside, I want a longer lens. So I will put 35mm f1.4 on Fujifilm X-E4 and Viltrox 56mm f1.4 on X-Pro3. So I will have that reach with two Fujifilm bodies. So these are the reasons why I have all these three cameras. They are complementing each other very well. But if you want to start with just one camera, then I think you must decide between X-Pro3 and X-E4. X-E4, it is a more general camera, a camera that will get you into the Fujifilm system, that will offer you the possibility to test and try and use Fujifilm lenses and other Fujifilm X mount lenses. So this is a more budget-friendly go-to camera if you want to enter in the Fujifilm system. Also, it is very small, and with small lenses you will have a very small package. So this is very important. So it is hard for me to say what camera to pick, what camera it's the best. These all three cameras are complementing each other, how I've said in the first part. But again, if I would have to pick just one camera, this would definitely be X-Pro3, because again, it is the most versatile camera that it is out there. And using this camera on a tripod, it is doable, even if it is a little cumbersome. But if you have just one camera that it is so good, you can bypass and accept the fact that this screen on a tripod will stay like this, and it is pretty hard to see the composition, but it is workable if you need that work done on a tripod, let's say product photography. Also, you can use it via the Wi-Fi with your phone. There are ways to work around this screen, and again, this screen has this problem just on a tripod. Other than that, you will really get used to this screen, and you will really find it more natural using this screen than other screens. I don't know. For me, this move, it is more natural than the normal move that we all know with the flip out screens. And personally, I really don't like the fact that it is pretty hard to flip the screen like this on X-E4 and on X100V. So I really like again the Fujifilm X-Pro3 for what it is doing. So these are my thoughts about Fujifilm X-Pro3 versus Fujifilm X100V versus Fujifilm X-E4. Please subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and be sure to check the links from the description and from the comments for more reviews and resources about Fujifilm. Also on my blog site you will see private POV where I use Fujifilm X-Pro3 and Fujifilm X100V to document a turbulent event. So please be sure to check that link on my blog site, details in the first comment and in the description of this video. Thank you for watching this video and talk to you soon. Bye bye.